Hey and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Serie A club working with agents to sign Arsenal's phenomenal player for less than £40 million. Inter Milan are working hard to sign Arsenal forward Folarin Balogun as they seek to move on from Chelsea striker Romelu Lukaku. Inter are in the market for a new forward, and in recent days, Balogun's name has come to the fore in terms of players the Italian club like, and according to a report from Italian outlet Alfredo Pedula, Inter are now working with intermediaries to get the asking price for Balogun down. It's claimed that the Gunners are wanting more than £40 million to sell Balogun. However, Inter have instructed the middleman to get a deal done for less than £40 million. Padula also claims that the phenomenal Balogun is now wanting the move to Inter, and this is influencing the Serie A side in their push to land the young striker. Balogun returned to Arsenal this summer from a fine spell in France last season. However, he is wanting first-team football, and that's not guaranteed. Further, the Gunners also know selling is a good chance to bring in big money. Inter then are working hard to push the deal through after deciding that Balogun is the perfect investment for them. While it might disappoint some Arsenal fans, selling Balogun right now could be the smartest move for the Gunners. He is simply not going to be playing as much as he wants, and at the end of the day, if you cannot find a place for your academy products, then selling for big money is the next best thing. Clearly, Inter Milan fancy taking Balogun and are willing to pay a decent amount. Arsenal might ask for more than £40 million, but ultimately, there will need to be some negotiation from the Gunners. Mikel Arteta says there is no way he will sell super important player. Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta has put an end to all the speculations surrounding the future of Thomas Partey this summer. The Ghanaian joined the Gunners from Atletico Madrid 3 years ago, and he has been a very important player for the North Londoners. He was one of the best midfielders in the Premier League for most of last season as well. Numerous reports have claimed Arsenal could sell Partey this summer, but Arteta made it clear in his press conference yesterday that he wants the 29-year-old to stay. Right up until April last season, Thomas Partey was one of Arsenal's best players. The Ghana international was outstanding for the Gunners up to that point, and he was one of the biggest reasons why Mikel Arteta's side were in the title race. Partey's form, however, took a hit towards the end of the season, and Arteta even dropped him. Jorginho was preferred in his place, and the Italian impressed. As a result, since the window opened, there have been multiple rumors about Partey's future. Reports have claimed that clubs from Saudi Arabia, as well as Italian giants Juventus, are keen to sign him. Arteta, however, has no idea where this came from, and he made it clear that Arsenal have no interest in selling Partey in this window. When asked if Partey is in his plans for the new season, Arteta said, as per Football London, without a question of doubt, Thomas is a super important player for us and for me. I want him to be part of the team, that's for sure. When asked if he thinks Partey will stay, Arteta replied without any hesitation, yes. This, in our opinion, is absolutely the right decision. Yes, Partey had a relatively poor end to the season last time out, but he is one of the best midfielders in the Premier League, and 2 months of bad form doesn't erase what he did for Arsenal in the remainder of the season. Arsenal will be back in the Champions League next term, and Partey is among a small group of players who have the experience of playing in the competition. Mikel Arteta suggests £140,000 a week Arsenal player was disappointing last season. Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta has claimed that he was hoping for more from Nicolas Pepe last season in his loan spell at Nice. Until last week, the Ivorian was the Gunners' record signing. They paid an eye-watering £72 million to sign him from Lille 4 years ago, and it has to be said that he hasn't delivered. Pepe spent a year back in France last season on loan from Arsenal, and Arteta admitted in his press conference last night that he was expecting more from the winger. In the season before Arsenal broke the bank to sign Nicolas Pepe, the winger was one of the best players in League One alongside Kylian Mbappe. The now 28-year-old scored 23 goals and provided 12 assists in his final campaign at Lille. He was unstoppable that season, and that convinced the Gunners to splash the cash. Pepe was expected to become a star at Arsenal as well following his big money move in 2019, but he just hasn't lived up to his price tag, has he? Arteta has now claimed he was hoping Pepe would show his class on loan at Nice last season, but that just didn't happen, the Spaniard said as per Arsenal.com. At the moment, he is recovering from an injury, which is why he is not here. He had a spell on loan, and obviously, we wanted to get much more than we got from that loan spell. We have to see when we come back, understand what the plans are, and make the right decision for him. The £140,000 a week Ivorian made 16 consecutive appearances in League One for the club after joining them, but he only managed to score 6 goals and provide an assist in that period, which is not great. Pepe then suffered two knee injuries, which limited him to just three more appearances in the league for Nice. The French outfit decided they don't want to sign him on a permanent deal in the end, and he will be back at Arsenal soon. We just can't see a future for Pepe at Arsenal. It's extremely likely he will be allowed to leave in the coming weeks. Arteta could be about to pull off incredible masterstroke at Arsenal. Arsenal have signed Kai Havertz this summer, and Laura Woods believes Mikel Arteta could be able to pull off a masterstroke in terms of his position on the pitch. Many were somewhat surprised when Arsenal signed Havertz from Chelsea this summer, but with the player being able to play as a centre forward, central midfielder, and right winger, he looks a top signing. He is young, versatile, and has a great experience. The German's goal helped Chelsea win the Champions League back in 2021. Now, with Arsenal becoming title challengers and strengthening in the hope it continues, Woods believes Havertz could be key to having a strong season. Speaking on TNT Sports, Woods spoke about Havertz signing. The presenter and journalist said, I think with Havertz, he is not a striker, and I think you have got to play him in the right position. If Arteta thinks that might be midfield, I am fully trusting of Arteta. I have always been an Arteta, trust the process disciple. I think the really important thing that Arteta actually talks about a lot when you interview him away from football is how important it's that the footballers have the right attitude first. So, if he's picked him out and thought, you know what, let's pop him in midfield, we have seen things like this happen in the Premier League before, like Joe Wellington wasn't very good up front, you drop him back a little bit, and all of a sudden, you have got this incredible newborn player. So we might have that with Havertz, but to be honest, I actually thought he was great at Chelsea, so I am excited about that. Alexander Zinchenko says 22-year-old Arsenal youngster is simply unbelievable. Arsenal defender Alexander Zinchenko has described William Saliba using just one word in a press conference in New Jersey this week. The Gunners kicked off their United States tour in style, thrashing Wayne Rooney's MLS All-Stars 5-0. Up next is a game against Manchester United tonight, and Mikel Arteta will want another win under his belt. Ahead of the fixture, Arteta and Zinchenko faced the media, and the latter praised young Saliba as quoted by Arsenal.com. Arsenal signed William Saliba when he was just a teenager back in 2019. The Frenchman had to wait for his opportunity in the famous red and white, and that only came last year after his successful loan spell at Marseille in the previous campaign. Saliba was absolutely incredible for Arsenal last season. He was arguably the best centre-back in the Premier League when he was fit, and if he didn't get injured, the Gunners would have probably won the league. The 22-year-old is fully fit now, and he played in each of Arsenal's last two games against the All-Stars and FC Nuremberg. Arteta was asked about the French defender in his press conference yesterday, and the Gunners' boss put the question to Zinchenko, who was sat right next to him. Arteta asked the Ukrainian, What do you think of Wole? Zinchenko immediately replied, unbelievable. Saliba really is an unbelievable talent. The Frenchman played his first ever season in the Premier League last term and he made it look easy. He wasn't phased at all and was brilliant almost every time he played. Now, a year older, Saliba has gotten much better and he will be key for Arteta next season. Arsenal take on Manchester United tonight, and if Saliba has a good game, they should be able to come away with a comfortable win. Arsenal's initial bid for Grêmio star is expected in a matter of days. Arsenal's interest in Grêmio's midfield star Vitello appears to be genuine, with the club expected to make an official move for him soon. The Gunners have a history of success in buying South American players, and the players from Brazil, in particular, have been on their radar. Currently, Arsenal's team already includes several Brazilian players, and Vitello could potentially join them to showcase his talents in the Premier League. The club has been monitoring the player for a while, and according to reports from Gremistas, an offer from Arsenal is anticipated in the coming days. Despite having other ongoing transfer activities to handle, Arsenal is keeping a close eye on Vitello and are determined to pursue his signing. While the exact asking price of Grêmio for the midfielder remains unclear, the Gunners' technical director Edu has a proven track record of successfully acquiring Brazilian talents for the club. As Arsenal continues to strengthen their squad with talented players, Vitello's potential addition could further enhance their midfield and contribute to their long-term success in both domestic and European competitions. Vitello has been praised for his performances in Brazil and the impact of the likes of Gabriel Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus and Gabriel Magalhaes in the last few seasons means we can trust him. If he moves to the Emirates, these players will help him settle at the club faster than it may have happened. However, the 23-year-old may have to leave on loan initially to prove his worth before becoming a key player for us. Fabrizio Romano says phenomenal Arsenal target has just been put up for sale. The latest news from reliable journalist Fabrizio Romano suggests that Arsenal target Kylian Mbappe does not have a future at Paris Saint-Germain. Reports have linked Arsenal with the French striker, and other reports have also suggested that Real Madrid are also interested. The 24-year-old talisman has a contract until the summer of 2024, and recent reports suggested that he was not keen to sign a new deal at PSG. If this is true, then PSG would either have to risk losing him on a free transfer next season or they would have to sell him this summer. Romano's latest update suggests that PSG have made their decision. The phenomenal player is no doubt one of the best forwards on the planet. The fact that have now been put up for sale is a huge news this summer. Romano's first update, which broke last night, said, understand PSG consider Mbappe for sale. Paris Saint-Germain feels Kylian Mbappe wants to leave for free in 2024. He did not communicate anything yet, despite Al Khalifi's public statement. PSG decided to exclude Kylian Mbappe from the Japan tour. He then added more context to the situation as he said, more on Mbappe. PSG feel betrayed as they are certain Kylian has already agreed on a free transfer with Real Madrid. This, despite Mbappe in interviews said he'd never leave PSG for free. Paris don't want to be paralyzed by the demands of one player. This is a huge update, and it will be really interesting to see how Mbappe reacts. He cannot be sidelined for a season and wait for a free transfer. This would ruin his growth. It could be perfect time for Arsenal to make a move should they want to take their interest further this summer transfer window. This may now be a lot harder as the club have already made multiple signings. This would have no doubt taken a large chunk out of their transfer budget. It may seem Mbappe be unaffordable at this current time, with him also excluded from the PSG preseason tour. It looks like his club want this situation resolved as quickly as possible. I will be uploading daily Arsenal news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.